Sorry, we have to move on from here. We are almost out of time. The last question, corruption. We are all aware that corruption is the most talked about dangerous phenomenon in Nigeria. In fact, Transparency International rated Nigeria as the most corrupt country in the world. And recently, PricewaterhouseCoopers also stated that Nigeria is sure to lose 37% of her GDP by the year 2030 if nothing is done about this. So how specifically do you intend to use your government to deal with this menace if elected as president?
The unnecessarily excessive perks of public office attracts all sorts of charlatans into government.
We are a developing nation, yet our legislators who purport to serve the nation earn 3 times more than some of the top developed nations of the world.
Immunity. I wonder. I hate that word. I mean, as how? And what? Why? See, China like this used to be one of the most corruption nations in the whole wide world. But today, the case is different. Why? Enforcement of the law.
Well, I believe immunity should be applied to civil cases and then prosecute criminal cases immediately.
We will employ our strategy. We call it the 4E strategy. Number 1, we will educate the Nigerian citizen on anti-corruption advocacy, thereby addressing the value system. And number 2, exemplary leadership. I mean, how do you tell your citizens and your followers not to do as you do when you're a thief and you steal from the pockets of the government? Number 3, empowerment. When people don't have jobs or earn well, they are forced to consider corrupt ways to complement. I'm not justifying their acts, I'm just stating the fact. And finally, enforcement. And I agree with Mrs. Rekia here. We would set up special courts to prosecute criminal cases speedily.
Senator Dimbo?
Thank you. You know, there is this wise saying that talk is cheap. It's amazing when someone who lives a dangerous life in secret comes out to the open to accuse people and pretend as if he is a saint. Mr. Zina here prides himself as a devout Christian. Yet, he was expelled by his church for sexual immorality. Comrade, is that not true? Yes, he can label people corrupt and promise to flush out every one of them. Yet, he was found to be of questionable character by the highest authority of his faith, his church. Now, the question I want to ask Nigerians is this. Is this the kind of man you want as your president? A man of zero integrity?
I guess that was a bit personal. Let's move.
I will respond. It is true. I was expelled from the church about 8 years ago after Michelle and I got married. And that was because 2 weeks before the wedding, she got pregnant. Am I proud of my actions? Absolutely not. My faith is totally against sex before marriage. But I took responsibility for all my actions and my mistakes.
Huh? You call sexual immorality mistake?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Senator. Your faith permits you to get your wife pregnant even before marriage. As a matter of fact, she can be pregnant with the 4th child before you marry her, and it won't be a problem. Am I correct? So will I be wrong to say and conclude that it is a matter of faith and beliefs? And I haven't told Nigerians that I am perfect and without sin. I am not. Nobody is. It takes courage to accept your wrong and face the consequences for what you did. And that's exactly what I did. And the advice I'll give to you today, Senator, is be brave, be courageous. Because Nigerians all over the world are standing up and they're asking the likes of you what you have done with the resources that they placed in your hand.
Oh, you think you love Nigeria more than anyone else, eh? I love my country, Nigeria. And I have much more stake than anybody in this.
When you say stakes, I'm confused. You have stakes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Senator. You have a British and American citizen's passport. Is that correct?
You have a problem with that?
Besides the houses you have in Nigeria, you have 8 houses in England and 3 houses in America. Is that correct, Senator? Your children live in America and are citizens of that country. In fact, you have nieces and nephews that are studying and will soon be citizens of England. Is that correct, Senator?
Moderator, is this nonsense what is left of this debate?
Would I be wrong to say, Senator, that you have absolutely nothing to lose should anything happen to this country? All you need to do is pack your bags or take your passports and go join your family in one of your countries of citizenship. But Senator, you know my story. You know the stories of millions of Nigerians. We have nowhere else to go. Should anything happen to this country, we are here. So Senator, tell me, who exactly has more stakes in this country? Which is why we all will stand and fight for our freedom until the likes of you are pushed out of government and pushed out of office and victory is set.
Now to your closing remarks. You each have 1 minute.
Well, my final word to my fellow Nigerians is very simple. The office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is not a ground for experiment. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. Let me serve you with my experience, and together we can build a better Nigeria. Thank you.
Men have been at the helm of affairs of this nation for almost 60 years since independence. And yet, over 51% of our nationals are in abject poverty. Isn't it time to give room for the strength of a woman? Her strength to nurture, her strength to strategize, her strength to birth. Let a woman birth the new Nigeria that we all yearn for.
I would borrow from the opening statement of one of my esteemed colleagues. You cannot give what you don't have. They have given us all they have, given us all they had. Unfortunately, it has gotten us to where we are today. What we don't kill today will kill us tomorrow. It is time to move forward. The green pass is over. Now is the time to move on. I hereby volunteer myself to serve and to rise with you to build a nation that we, at the end of the day, will be proud of, a Nigeria of our dream.
To move Nigeria forward, we must call a spade. Simple.